Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And I hope we can all take advantage of the time to stop and really think about what we're grateful for, the many blessings that we've all been given, and just use it as an opportunity to make yourself better and help other people the best you can. I just want to give you a quick channel update, some of the projects I've been working on, and that kind of thing. So here it goes. So if you have a garage door, I would highly recommend taking a look at this. I made a video on setting the max height and the max travel for the door, because what was happening with mine is it was over closing, and so the door would close and it would keep pushing down, and as you can see here, it was pulling the bracket out of the wall even. So watch as it closes, it'd push upwards. So I tore that apart and fixed it and made a video on setting the travel in case you're interested in seeing how to do that. And I'd say just go out to your garage and just make sure and watch it as it closes to make sure that it's not over closing and messing up your bracket like that. So I'm glad I saw that. Next, I risked my life again this year by putting up the Christmas lights. All went very well. I have a pretty good method of doing that safely and laying down, and it turned out pretty good. The roof line on this house was about twice as long as our previous house, but I think it turned out pretty good. And these are the icicles, but they're colored, so that way it gives it a little fun color for Christmas. And from inside the house, or inside the garage rather, we have it all wired up, so all we have to do is turn on the switch and the lights come on. So it turned out really nice, and it's nice to have that done already for this time of year. By some miracle on 34th Street, we had the neighbors finally put up the net for their basketball. One of our other neighbors, a good friend of mine, helped them install it, and as you can see, it was a simple resolution to it. It probably didn't cost that much money, and I don't know why it took them over a year and me getting the police involved to get that finished. Next, the dog, since we dropped her off with her daughter, one of her puppies, as you may have seen in the other videos, they slobbered all over each other and got dirty while we were on vacation, so we decided to give her a bath, and she doesn't really like the baths very much, or the showers in this case. It was another golden retriever we had really did, but with her, we have to, when I go into the bathroom, she knows what's coming and she doesn't want to get into the shower, but she was a good sport and we cleaned her up pretty good here, and you can always bribe them a little bit with some peanut butter.
Peanut butter? Are you a wet dog? Good dog. You don't like the bath much, do you?
And with 7 cars over here at the house, it's kind of a chore. If you want to drive one car, you got several lined up behind it that you got to move around. The white GT looks like it's going to need a fuel pump. But, even on the other side, we have the Yukon with nothing behind it, but then the other cars all do. And you may have seen the video on my basal cell skin cancer removal.
My face, good. My beautiful, beautiful face. Okay.
And of course, I was a little worried about getting stitched up and looking like Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid, but I did get some stitches. They weren't too bad. Hopefully my sideburns going to be able to cover most of them when it grows back in. Stitches should be in for about a week, and I'll go and have them taken out. But it wasn't too bad. They do have to cut a lot longer than the area of the wound, and you may have seen in the video I had lost the function in my right eyebrow temporarily, and it's back now, so everything's good there. Healing is doing well. I'm just taking it easy. Got some ice on it, and everything's going pretty good. So my other video explains the process a little deeper, and no pun intended there. They did have to go kind of deep to cut it all out, but anyway, I think it was the right thing to do to get it out of the system and gone, and hopefully that's the end of it. So you can watch the video if you want to see more in depth about the process and everything that's involved with it. So next up was the oil change for the Denali, and it actually takes 8 quarts of oil, and I think a lot of people run them low for that, and that has to do with the variable valve timing. It uses oil pressure to work with that and the cylinder management to keep valves closed, all that. But with more oil, they have a longer service interval, and I still would rather change it sooner than later, so even though we had some life left on it, I decided to change it anyway. And I'm going to have this to die for chicken sandwich that apparently somebody got drug out into the parking lot for some kind of fight and then died for it. So before I went to the trouble of turning off the car, Justin Johnson went in to see if they had it. So in Maryland, a man was actually stabbed to death because he cut in line for the new chicken sandwich that was coming out. And so all this hype about if it was really that good, or if it was worth it. And that man actually had died. He went to the hospital and died later. So I'll put a link in the description to the story on that. But at any rate, Justin Johnson wanted to see if that sandwich was really that good. I voted for Buffalo Wild Wings, but anyway, we went over to Popeyes just to see if it was worth all the hype. And so when we were ordering, we asked if they had the sandwich that was to die for. They knew exactly which one we were talking about. So yeah, $4.30 for this. And my biggest problem now, I think, opening my mouth, I can't open too wide or I'll tear a stitch out. But we'll give this a try. Yeah, compared to Chick-fil-A, I think the bun's not quite as good, but good chicken. So the actual chicken itself was pretty good. I didn't care for the bun, and I don't think it was worth, over $4 for this thing. Chick-fil-A's, the spicy pepper jack one was much better. So while we were out together, we decided to go to Best Buy, and we think it's fun to go around this time of year, look at the new technology that's coming out. The new Apple iPhone 11 Max was pretty cool. All the cameras and everything, I thought it'd be cool even for me to use for my channel, but at over $1,000, I think I'm just going to stick with what I have. And you may have seen my video on testing the range on the keyless entry for the Yukon, because I noticed it was lighting up pretty far away, a lot farther than what I had remembered seeing in the owner's manual, which was about 197 feet was what they rated it at. And in the end, it was far more than that. Over 528 feet about is what it did, so it's pretty interesting. And of course, more teething.
Why do you like doing that? Does that feel good on your teeth? Does that feel good on your teethies? Oh, you in the camera?
So for Thanksgiving, we're in charge of the rolls, which isn't too hard to do. We get the Rhodes rolls. They're really nice. And freshly cooked, they turn out really good and poofy and yummy. So we're excited about that. We'll have our Thanksgiving meal later today. And we like turning on this, it's called a Yule log. And it's fun because it just plays Christmas music and they put animals in the background. And here it's a really cold day. It might even snow. I love playing Metal Gear Solid around this time. That's a really fun game in the snow area. It takes place up in Alaska. And I have a lot of fun with that with my wireless PS2 controller. I know that's standard on the newer PS3s and such, but I got that from China. But I really like it, and I even found this remake here where it's not really a game you can play, but they do a walkthrough where some people who are really obsessed with the game went through and recreated the levels. And it looks really cool. It's a really fun walkthrough. So I'll put a link to that in the description as well. It's called the Unreal Engine. And unfortunately, Konami was giving the guy some trouble for making it because it's all copyrighted, but it was really cool. I really like Black Friday shopping around this time too, so I'll be comparing some deals. There's nothing I really need or want right now, but of course, just the consumer American part of me, I'll find something, I'm sure. But anyway, so that's what's on the agenda for now, and I hope everybody has a very fun and happy and safe Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.